What's up, YouTube fam? It's Dark Angel's Journey. I'm Shakira. It's Sunday, June 21st. All right. Well, we took a little time off last weekend to enjoy the beautiful weather. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. Unfortunately, there's been a few passings in the family and surgeries and things. It's been a little stressful, but it's okay. We'll keep it moving. All right, so let's finish up backtesting for April and let's start. I think we'll have 2 days left, so let's finish that up and let's start into May. We are on April 29th. As always, we're using the on-demand feature of Thinkorswim. And I'm going to leave the P&L because that's where we were for the start of this week. So it would have been down 178.50. So let's press play. So this is the daily candle on that day. And for the 29th, it was FOMC. So definitely a day I probably would have skipped. So let's dip to the 30th instead. Same time. All right. Yeah, it looks like FOMC would have been a giant pile of dog poop. We're at all-time highs. All right. And for this day, the 30th, news at 8:30, nothing else, so we can kind of do what we want after that, which is nice. So, do a little cleanup, forecasting. But we're all very, very, very bullish, so let's see what we get out of this scenario. On the 4-hour, we have this fair value gap that was sort of holding price up a bit. And I like to look for areas where price has been used. I know folks call it support, resistance, that kind of thing. Let's look at the 1-hour as well. All right, so we had this guy, we rolled through. Where's London lows? Right here. Yeah. Let's just note it really quickly. Some London lows right here. I usually don't start trying to trade until after 9:45 at minimum. Lately, I've been waiting until 10 o'clock, honestly. Because lately these candles have been lying. They've been lying real hard. It's been insane. All right, so we opened 8, 9. All right, we're at all-time highs. So the question for me would be, how far can this go? So I'm going to use this 1-hour order block right here that we busted above. And let's do some 2 standard deviation. All right, so we got one here. Let's grab this guy. And then let's make a 1 standard deviation. So I'm using a 1-hour gauge for that. We'll leave that black. And then let's duplicate it. So we're still bullish. And then let's duplicate it one more time for the 2. So these would be, all-time highs. These would be where I'd be aiming for. My general desire at this point for this day would be if we could take out London lows first. And then maybe we can get a nice reversal from it. But let's see. So we open, this is the 1-hour. Let's go to the 15-minute. All right. So on the 15-minute, we've come into this order block. We've tapped into this fair value gap that's been used multiple times for, it's kind of just been hanging around it. I'd like to see, we're at 9:48. I'd like to see, let's go to the 5-minute here. I'd like to see a nice type of rejection from here, though we did have a very aggressive move to the downside at 9:30. We did sweep a lot of liquidity. London's all the way down here. We're at a higher time frame area of interest. So honestly, I'd like to see some aggressive move in this direction. Did we already do the speed up? Yes, we've already done the fast forward speed up. So I'm wondering And in this scenario, it's kind of hard for me, and maybe I should start trying to figure out how to actually calculate how many ticks it might be based off of the price instead of like just needing to have TradingView available. Maybe what I'll do is, if I have to eyeball it myself, is just do one micro, see where it lands, and then when I get a second opportunity, maybe add a second one for funsies. All right, let's see what we do. So lately, these hour candles, they are just giant. Look at that hour candle. Woof. So I'm not a huge fan of this. We've taken out all-time highs here, made new all-time highs here, and now what are we doing? So I like to really pay attention to the higher time frame. So we're kind of just in a sideways motion on the 4-hour, but on the daily we're still very bullish. So I am just waiting for a reason to go long. I'm not even going to check to see if I took a trade this day, you know. But in trending markets, the way I trade works really well. And one micro has been working out really well. I had clawed my way back down to about 500 in drawdowns. I think I'm about 1100 in drawdown by this point. Last week wasn't great because I took one trade. Something I need to work on is letting the trade run to fruition and not like stifling it, because in my head, like on a single micro making $200 is really amazing, but I'm also allowing like 100 120 like in stops on that micro, so I should be okay with going for 300 or more. And I had that trade last week where I made 206 on a quick. I could have made 380 instead if I just left my stop at like just above break even to cover fees and just let it fly. So something I'm going to be working on moving forward is just holding the trade to where I think they will go, and not like what's the word I'm looking for, not second guessing myself, you know, because a lot of times I second guess myself. The trade is beautiful, it's moving, and then because it's a single micro, because of where my stop needs to be, then I like, once it hits like 200, I want to lock in that 200, and that's kind of where I always get like kicked out, even when that one micro would have netted me an extra, 50 points on top of the 100 that 200 gives me. So it's very fascinating. All right, so we have London lows here. The hour is about to close on, this is April 30th, so it's the last day before the beginning of May is when we can really start taking care of the May piece. It would be nice, and I don't know, is this like 1 minute? So that hour closed really bearish. Like that's a disgustingly bearish hour. No joke, days like this, I don't love this. I really just don't love this type of behavior. The way it looks, like you want like nice trending, motions. It just makes perfect sense. When we start having this sideways BS, like that's when you start to lose money, I think. At least the way I trade. So now I need to give this new hour a little bit of time to tell me what it wants to do. We've come really close to this London low. I'm almost tempted, no joke, if we reject and drop from here, to take a 1 micro to sweep it. But I'm very bullish in this scenario, so I really don't want to take any shorts. So I gotta wait to see. This is definitely like, looks almost like I can't even take a 1 micro with this. And no joke, having like a protected low. So I would need, and this is where I think POS is kind of annoying, is the fact that, I can't like draw what I'm looking for. It's like so if we shift above this order block right here, shift above it and then drop back in, we shift up again, come back into the order block or fair value gap, I'd be really ready and willing to go long, take out these all-time highs, aim for this additional like hour standard deviation, but all-time highs is plenty. I just, for future reference, like where could we go? And I don't know, I've not been able to use the 1 minute as an area of like, let me take let me take a trade on the 1 minute. Because I don't know, the 5 minute has felt a lot safer, but it also means that I haven't taken a lot of trades. Because I'm waiting on the 5 minute to close, or I'm waiting for the hour to close. And sometimes I just, overthink it. Like right here, I'm waiting for this London low to get taken. There could be that scenario where I, you know, take the short-term low. We've had a very aggressive move to sweep a lot of liquidity out. A lot. So, problem is waiting, man. Like waiting for price to tell you. Like right now it's telling me it wants to continue down to take the low out. I don't know if it's even worth it to take that trade, because the entry would have been right here, stop above here, and we would have caught that. And I guess with this strong move, I guess we should have potentially trusted it. And that would have been an easier 1 micro trade to take, honestly. It would have been, but I'm bullish, so I'm waiting for a real, because I feel like if I continue with the bullish trend, you can actually dig way more out of the trade than if you take the short. Now, I know a lot of people tend to scalp, but the way I trade, I'm looking for that 100, point or more trade. And honestly, it's been working really well, I'm not seeing as much movement because I'm taking a single micro with it because of where my stops would need to be. So like this, I think would be a single micro, stop up here. I might even have been able to squeeze 2 micros to take out the London lows here. But I don't know. But, I mean, I guess I should have said to myself, potentially, oh, wait, all-time high is all up here. Let me note that so I don't forget to go after it. But I'm waiting for long because I think I'll get more out of it. ATH. And if I can get more out of it, I just want to take one good trade, like one good trade a day that's going to pay me. And that's good because most days I take one trade and that trade is 100 plus points. But I'm just slowly growing my portfolio. Eventually that 1 micro turns into 2, then 3, then 4. And then all of a sudden I'll be in amazing space. But no joke, the week before I totally burned myself because I shouldn't have taken any trades that week. Like, the candles are so ginormous, like the stops would have had to be 150, 200 points. Insane, right? And you absolutely have those moments of feeling FOMO, like you feel like you're missing out. And I think by the end of the week, I wouldn't call it going nuts. Like taking 3 trades with a single micro, is not going nuts. It's not. Taking 10, 15, 20 trades. And no joke, I bet you anything I could have taken this short here as well, and that would work. But I'm not interested in the short. I want the long. So let's push this forward because I'm not really interested in letting price hang out. Let's go to 10:30 on the 30th, the last day of the month. Okay, finally, just to kind of move things along. So I'm not interested in the short. We could have taken the short. It would have been very annoying. What I'm hoping for is that we get 10:30 is that we get movement in the opposite direction, like an engulfing candle. And I'm wondering if I should adjust my entries because now we've taken a higher time frame PD array. I need to see some sort of engulfing. I'd be interested in a long once we crest above here potentially. We have a protected low. We've busted below it a few times. We have an order block here. I'm wondering if, because I've been noticing that whenever we get a higher time frame movement like this, the reversal, it's a very nice reversal area. It really is. So I'm wondering if I should be more aggressive about these entries and take the 1 micro. Oh, hold on. Let's set that up. Now we're getting like an engulfing candle here. We have this order block. I'm wondering if there's still like 5 minutes left in that. I'm wondering if I should start being more aggressive. So that's the 1 micro. God knows what that stop looks like below there, below London highs. I don't know if we get anything. And then we can like aim for a bit more. We can aim for these highs up here. Don't need to go. Oh, just got tagged in. Let's see. So I don't usually take this type of trade. I'm just curious to see if I'm being silly. We've taken and a lot of this back testing is just to make sure that, is to see how well we would do. And part of the problem with this setup right now is the fact that I didn't wait for this 5-minute candle to close, right? If I'd waited for this 5-minute candle to close because I wanted to close up here, then it would have been a better trade. Right now, it didn't close the way I needed to. It's still very bearish, even though we've like busted below here, but we're still rejecting off of this fair value gap, which is why this entry is not the best. So things to really, really, really seriously consider whenever you're trying to be more aggressive about entries. Though for some reason, by the drop here, it did give me a better entry. But right now we're in this like low, we're in this low area, and it's not good. It's a terrible, terrible, terrible trade. So you always have to remember to wait for the candles to close, because they lie aggressively, and this stop is way more than I would normally like. So they've tapped London low again. The only thing that would save me is if it decides to just pop back up. Another thing that I usually wait for is for them to like dig back into this fair value gap and then break above it, reclaim it, as ICT would say, reclaim it, and then take an entry from it, the midpoint or the top. But we're testing out being more aggressive, and I don't know if I like being more aggressive, because aggressive seems to be just about to smack me in the face with a ridiculously large stop. Yeah. So that was the mistake with this one. I didn't wait for this candle to close when I set the order. I should have glanced up top, checked to see where we were on the 5 minutes for that candle, and then made sure that I waited for the candle to close. Because these candles lie. They're aggressive liars. I don't know if you guys have noticed, like that's why I'd be waiting for the 1 hour to close, because oh my God, have you seen, like last week we had a 1 hour candle that was massively bullish, right? It was 50 minutes left in the candle, was massively bullish, and then it just tanked and became a doji, became massively bearish. And then before the hour was closed, it was to being bullish. I was like, wow, we have some serious volatility, you guys. Some serious volatility in the markets this last few weeks. It's been crazy. It's been so crazy. Anyway, so let's analyze what we could have done properly if we had waited for this proper closure on this one. So somehow, and again, we put our stop at what I consider to be a protected high. It would have been better if we closed aggressively that way, but we didn't. But you can't just have your stop just anywhere. It doesn't mean I won't get stopped out here. It just means your stop needs to be in an appropriate place. For me, I need a low that's been, that has two lows that are better placed above the lows. That's why I put my stop there. That's why all of my trades have been a single micro, because the way I've been trading, I need that. I need that. Okay, so we have the engulfing that we needed to see. And technically now the entry should be at this order block, technically really close to it, right? Like if I was going to be aggressive, like this is the engulfing we wanted to see. This is what we wanted this candle to do, and we didn't get that. So now, by some miracle, we're in a trade that is exactly what we wanted to be in the first place. So that was lucky, but technically we should have been waiting for this engulfing and then taking an entry either at the engulfing or at the order block. Both technically would have been the same if we look really closely at it, right? Like if we took it at the body here, we would have been tapped in with this candle anyway. So we're still in a pretty good place, even though the original entry was not great. All right, so now we're at a single micro in the hopes that this thing will take out this high. I don't need all-time highs. That's plenty on a single micro. If we can like reach escape velocity, then I can move my stop to above break even. But in a normal setup for me, like once this is the first shift, right? If we get like this 5 minute to close aggressively, and we're at a place where we can start pushing this. So let's push this to 10:55. This hour is about to close. Let's push it to 10:55 and see where we are. Okay, so 10:55, the hour is about to close. Let's like drop this here. So with my normal level of aggression, right? Like we're at 213 on this trade, right? So I'm looking for these highs on a single micro. That's already 100 points on a single micro from this particular entry. I would be wanting them to create me another protected low if I could get it, right? Another protected low, because I'm realizing that whenever we hit a higher time frame area of interest, then we're going to get a really nice and if we can get a nice like engulfing, like I've been noticing it over and over again. I've been noticing it, but like with a really nice engulfing, you can take the entry at the engulfing, and then hopefully the stop's not too insane. All right, so what I'm waiting for, let's push this to 11:05, okay? Because now I'm just looking for them to create another protected low so I can put my stop there, right? Technically, I can go break even. This is plenty on a single micro. We have this fair value gap here on the bearish. We're technically hoping they want to, and we might need to push this forward just a little bit so that we can let Thinkorswim keep moving. So I don't know, we might get lucky. So I'm waiting for another 5 minute low to form. And we have a fair value gap here, here, and here. Part of the reason why I'm not moving, and here. Part of the reason I'm not moving my stop is that they are quite capable of coming right back down to this fair value gap right here and tapping it. So I want to see them tap that and then create a new protected low like this one. We got a higher low, lower low, higher low, and they busted above it. Now it's protected. Technically, it wasn't when I originally got into this trade. So we got mad lucky. We got mad lucky. So this is the part where I now know where like $200 is on that single micro, and I want to lock it in. But I am not, if we start moving up here, then I can move my stop. Let's move it to break even just below this fair value gap, because I would like to think they don't want to tap into that. 1, 2, 3. There's a fourth one. Wick here for that order block. I mean, seriously, don't even need this whole high to get taken out. Let's look at and this is what happens to me, right? Like I think about, yeah, let's take it at the extreme, you know, since we're in this weird configuration, let's take it at the extreme and let's push price forward. Because this is what the aggressive entry would get me. This is what the aggressive entry gets me. It gets me into the trade sooner. And we're going to just try and work with this type of behavior. We're going to try and see if we can get comfortable with the aggressive entry. But the aggressive entry for me should have been, we engulfed all of this, take it at the body, the top of this guy, and then stop below here. And then we'll test that out further along. But this is amazing for a single micro. It's amazing. 300, come on now. Come on. Again, I really want to lock in 200. Be right around here, but we're waiting for them to come back, give me a new low so I can move my stop. And no joke, that's such a hard thing. Let's push this to 1120. Okay, so 1120, we are hanging around about the midpoint of this bearish fair value gap. We're at about $300. I want them to, let's note this. And I got to stop thinking about the money on the 1 micro. It should be about the setup, right? The setup, not the money. And I keep adjusting let me put it back to where I wanted my TP, okay? I keep adjusting my TP because I'm like, what if they don't go up there, blah, blah, whatever. All right, let's push this to 11:30. Maybe we can get... All right. Not really a low I'm super interested in. They did tap this fair value gap here, but I don't know. Once I leave it here, I'm just going to start trailing because, come on, who wants to give back all of this? All right, let's push it to 11:35. Can we get some movement, please? Come out. So if I waited for my original setup, like, you know, shift and then wait for another entry to another order block to form and then take it there, I would have missed all of that, which is something I've been watching over and over again. It's been starting to really, really irritate me. So I got to try to see if I can add a third entry model setup. Let's move it to 11:40. Okay, so I want them to peel back. I do. I absolutely want them to peel back. And I want them to form a new low. So they're coming back down. We're just going to fast forward just to see what we get. All right. Oh my God, the slowness of this is, let's be honest, okay? We are in a place where we're already in a good spot. We've taken the aggressive entry. We're waiting to see if they want to come back and tap into this space. Honestly, this could be a good opportunity if they create another order block here for me to take another like 1 micro entry here and maybe see if that one could get a little higher. All right, so let's keep pushing time forward because all we're looking for at this point is a new place to put a new protected spot to put or stop. So if this busts above here, and I will be more than happy to move my stop to right here. If we bust above this place, I'd be happy to also add 1 more micro. Okay, let's move this forward another 5 minutes. Let's see if we get that. It's looking really good on the 5 minute. So we busted above that. Let's see if buying 1 more micro with a stop below here and TP's like at the same place. I don't even know which one is which. I hate when it does that. I don't even know which one is which. So let's see if we can just add into this and let that play. So let's go to like the 1 minute and see if we get tagged into that one. So that would put us at 2 micros in. Oh, come on, you tapped it. Don't be cheap. So sometimes the Thinkorswim app, like it can be a little, that's 2 times. Add it in. Why? It's not lit. Look at that. I went to the 1 minute because, there we go. It took like 3 tries for it to add into that one. So now we're in to 2 trades and looks like my new entry area is up here. So it would behoove me to move this stop a little higher. Let's just put it in the middle of that. So now I gotta see if we get. So now at least at this point I can move one of these to all-time highs, or just below it to see if we get it. I like this. This is good. And let's see if we get. Now we need to go that way. I really didn't want it to pop back up into here. I wonder if there's like a better like entry on the 1 minute I could have utilized for this. Yeah, probably. Anyway, let's see if that works out or if I should have just kept the single micro with my entry all the way down here because it's now been pushed that way. Because I now be stopped out of one of my setups. All right, new hour. Ugh, that's not looking juicy. Getting rejected at the halfway point. Oof. So we are 2 micros in. Added another. Should have waited for this to get another green candle that way. That's all right. We're still in a really good trade. All right, let's push this forward a bit. I don't want to go too far. Let's go to 1210. See if we can't get this to... now we're in a holding pattern. How very annoying. Let's see here. A lot of times when I wait for that second 5-minute entry, I always end up in like chop zone, and then I have to wait like 2 hours for the trade to play out. Something we haven't looked at. What is this 1 hour candle looking like? Okay. I like this. I need it to continue that way now. Yeah, let's do that. I don't know which one of these belongs to which entry, which is kind of ridiculous, but we'll see. It's kind of an annoying thing. So when we bust up here, then I can move both stops to down to under here. And that looks really good to continue upward. We're gonna wait. Let's go to 1220. All right, that looks pretty good. Let's move the stop to this one as well. All right, so everybody is in, all stops are in profit. We're at 2 micros. We've added one more entry here. And this would have been my, if I was taking my more conservative entry, this is the one I would have taken. And I would have had to deal with this drawdown. And then let's see if we can't get past the midpoint of this bearish for value gap. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. All right, let's push this to 1230. Imagine how long we have to wait for this BS, man, for real. Hold on, we're stuck. Okay, what is that 1 hour looking like? Still looks pretty good. And we've got 30 minutes left in that hour count. If we can get above this high, it's definitely going to roll up. It's definitely going to roll up. So, we're just going to wait. Oh, we're not going to wait. We're going to push price forward. Let's push it to 1240. So we already have to wait so much during like real trading. So backtesting, even though we're simulating real trading, we shouldn't have to wait so much. So we would have gotten an entry on the 15-minute here. It wouldn't have been as painful as the other entry. So got to take that as a note. Like be a little bit more. Can we go to 1250, please? Can we break past this area? Okay, so we're just sitting here being annoying. Let's go to the 5-minute. So this one's not in profit. The other one is in pretty decent profit, so far getting rejected off the midpoint of this puppy. This next hour is, let's see, what is this hour doing? Oh, come on. This is where I wonder to myself if I should, again, not be greedy with this, but let's see. Let's push this to 1255. Oof. All right, let's close this hour out. What? This is what I'm talking about. These hours, they lie. Look at this shit. Are we serious right now? Are we serious? It dropped, it went up, it dropped, it went up. It's catching up. Which is it? Wait, what did the hour do? Okay, it just caught up. Okay. So that was, what was that? Okay. So I don't want to get kicked out of this trade prematurely, honestly. So, seriously? So I don't know which one of which. So we're going to move this down a bit. I don't know which stop is which is not great. And part of the reason why I don't like... All right, let's just move the stop down a little bit past that. We need to survive this hour closure. which is, and I'm moving both stops because I don't know which belongs to this one, which is not great, if I'm being honest with you. It's not a great feature. I don't know if I should just leave both of them. So I don't like this behavior. We did all of that. We should have pushed up. Might want to come back down to this. I'll just put this back here because I don't know which is which. So I have to protect. This is what I think about, right? Like, this is what I think about whenever things are coming from me. Like, do I need to move my stop? And you shouldn't. You shouldn't move your stop. You should not. You absolutely should not move your stop. If you have it in the perfect place, let it sit. But you have these weird thoughts in your head, you know, as the trade's playing out. Like, put it where it needs to be. You took your entry. Life is like a box of chocolates. I don't even know if I took this trade on the 30th of April. I don't know. I won't look at my notes because we're trying to trade it like we would normally trade it. Let's move this to 110. Because again, look at us, just sitting here for like hours, literal hours, in the hopes that we can get this trade going. So how long we would have gotten in here? So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 1 hour. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50, 55, 2 hours. Would have been sitting in this trade for like almost 3 hours now. Profitable trade, for sure. For sure. All right, I need this to push up. So let's move this up to 120 and see if we can get, let's just go to 130. All right, good movement. So what I would like is for this, we got an entry here. I don't know which one of these stops is it. So whatever, let's just leave it there. Just gonna leave the stops there. 2 micro, seriously? Oh my god. If we bust up here, I'm gonna move stops to, like, it's not a protected low, just why I haven't moved it. Let's push this forward. It looks really good to continue up. Let's go to 145. It's a really good trade. Being more aggressive after it's taken a higher time frame PUA engulfing candle stop. As long as the stop's not insane, like, just gotta take it, man. What? I'm down $1,000, probably 1,100, and this one trades at 760 something. Seriously? And we're gonna take some off here. Honestly, we could just take it all off there. All right, let's push this to 150. We're waiting for another protected low to get created. Actually, let's push this to 2 o'clock and see what 2 o'clock gives us. Hope I don't mess myself up. Wait. Is that gonna just give me... Yeah, before I push it up. I feel like I need to lock in way more now. I think I need to lock in a little bit more because this entry, now we're not like... Now we're not... I mean, stops below the midpoint of this fair value gap. Trying to figure out the best way. It's just a little bit below midpoint. Okay, so let's go to... Hey, Bob, what's happening? What's crack-a-lacking? See if this hour closes more aggressive that way. I need a new protective low. This is... How's your weekend going? No joke. I really want to put my stop like right under here and call it a day. For real. Let's go up to the 15-minute. It looks really good. All right, let's see if we can get this closure up here. That sounds like a good plan. I'm trying to backtest a more aggressive entry than my normal. Same scenario. They swept London lows here. I got a nice engulfing on the 5-minute. I was a little premature, but they made a nice protected low for me. I mean, this is the first one, last day of April, and we'll dig into May. It's going pretty well, I think. So we had a nice sweep of London lows here. Then we had a nice aggressive engulfing candle, engulfed all three bodies of this one. I was a little preemptive because I took the entry with this candle thinking it was going to be engulfing. All right, and I added another single micro here, which would have been my second entry option. I would have sat through a lot. I sat through a lot of drawdown with that one. I'm waiting for them to take this first one off the table, and let's see if they want to go for all-time highs, and then I'll start trailing whichever stops left. Super tight. Okay, so open P&L 315. So let's see if it goes for that, and I'll start trailing my stop. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good setup. I'm trying to see if I can catch more of the lion's share of the trade because I missed a lot of the bigger push, waiting for the second shift here on the 5-minute. Still a good trade, still a good entry, but I had to sit through a lot more drawdown. This one was instantly in profit. Well, no, this messed up entry here. I was like, I should have waited for this to close properly. I didn't, but the entry would have been the top of the engulfing with a stop below that there. That's what I would have wanted to take. So now we're seeing if they want to go to all-time highs with the new hour. And I'm just locking in profits at this point. It's so crazy. Like, I'm back testing this. It's a good setup. I'm currently about 1100 in drawdown at the moment, right? Altogether. So if I can just trade like this, I would knock it out so quick. So quick. It's crazy. So right now I'm letting the second micro play out. Stop's not in any like amazing place, but it looks like it's good to run. Technically I should put it under whatever that is. The entry for this one's right here. Oh, so it looks like I moved the bigger, yeah, good. I moved the correct limit order up. This one's for this secondary entry. Exactly, because I'm scared, right? As traders, we're scared. So I'm back testing it today, and those are the entries I'm going to be taking the entire time. And then next week, I'm just going to trade like that. Wait for a big area of interest to be taken out. Big engulfing candle. After that, take the entry at the engulfing, stops down there, and just keep it moving. And then, I'm already in a ton of stuff. If I see a second entry, I can put another micro on. But yeah, it's just fear, honestly. And then this second entry is doing amazing, like another 326 on top of that. Let's see if they want to roll up. This is the point where I'm waiting for them to drop back down. So let's push price to like about 215 and see how far down it wants to come to give us another potential. If we sweep that, I'll put my stop here and not even care if I get stopped out because it's still a really, really good trade. It got stuck. Hold on. Gotta wait for it to catch up. So let's see if we keep moving that way. The hour candle should be looking really juicy. I probably shouldn't even be trying to go for all-time highs. I should probably just take it off right here because of the weird setup we have. But let's see. We can trail a stop closer to see how well we do. Wolfie's on vacation right now. He said he might be coming up Monday to trade. Really? Oh, that'd be awesome. You tell him I miss him? Why did he abandon me? The wolfster. All right. So we've already funded this account nicely. Let's see. Let's go to two. Let's go to 230 and see if it's moving in our direction. Yeah, so let's see. We got 1, 2 fair value gaps. Make another low here. This is why I don't. So I was looking at this as a potential, but area to move my stop, but I can't because until they move up above it and actually make a protected low, it's not a real one. So now we're just waiting. So let's go to 240. Let's push it up. Okay, so that's much better. Got smaller candles. So what I'll do is I'll lock in more on this one. I don't need to be all the way up here. I'll lock in more. And then if we start pushing up more aggressively that way, I'll lock in here. That's much better protected low, though I prefer if the wick was a little bit bigger, honestly. But, I mean, I don't even know if I took a trade this day. I don't know if I was in, this is what, a Thursday? I would be home. And it's 2:42. We would have been in this trade for hours, y'all. Up to here, we're already in this trade 3 hours. And then, I don't know, 4 hours just to make this. I guess it's worth it. The the rub is trying not to micromanage the trade too, you know? Try not to micromanage the trade. And that's a problem because I'm sitting here, I'm working, but I'm staring at it and I want to move my stop and I want to do all this stuff. Like, I need to just stop doing that. Like, you know, once it's hit the point where I want stop to be at break even, put the stop at break even and don't touch it again. It doesn't matter how much it's reached up. Just don't touch it. Just let it play out. Because most times when I do that, I rob myself. Like, look, I was like, oh, 200, let me lock it in. I would have been stopped out. So I need to stop with that mindset, you know? All right, let's push this to 255. Let's see how we close this out. Are we still in the same place? For real? All right, we're flagging. We're flagging. So I don't know if we're gonna hit all-time high again. And I honestly, at this point, I'd be willing to just. All right, let's just get to 3 o'clock and stop. See, these are the thoughts that run through my head, right? Like, let's go to 305 because I need it to make a proper protected low. Like this flagging here, so I need like an engulfing to pop up and keep going. Then I can move my stop here. I really want to. All right, let's go to like 315. This would have been an epic trade, like 100. Now that's a nice spot to put my stop. And now we're getting closer to TP. Come on now. And that's on another micro. This day was just moving. It was a beautiful day to trade. Honestly, like, let's see, do we have any place on the 1 minute we could put it? Nah, let's leave our stop where it is. And now we just wait to see if we get to the next area of interest. Looks like it wants to go up there. And my TP is just below it too. It's not even like at it. So this is why I kind of wait. Like this one, you would have thought, yeah, but we were wicking. This has bodies. It looks, more aggressive. It's ready to go up there. Let's go to 330 and see where we're at, because we're trying to move on to the next day, right? All right, so 330, we're coming back in. Honestly, I mean, there's a nice fair value gap here, order block here. I expect them to want to tap into the fair value gap and then turn around. Oh, really? Did your new one show up? Is it good? A lot of options on there. What'd you get? The Chromecast? We bust above here. I'm gonna move my stop here. Right now, we're just into locking it out. Don't even care. We're just locking it out now. All right, let's push this to 340. Man, all day we would have been in this trade, y'all. All day. We're hesitating. We're thinking about it. We're just. So I gotta really analyze what's happening here. Like, this is a lot of movement. And okay, the Google 4K streamer, nice. Is the quality really good? Because we haven't upgraded from the Chromecast in years, and I sometimes wonder if we should um, get upgrades. But it works just fine. So I'm like, I don't see the point. So 2 micros, and we were pretty much looking really good. Let's see. So it's 3:55. Let me tell you something. We're really close to the end of the day. So this is the replacement for the Chrome. Is it? Okay. I'm gonna have to look into that. So right now we're at the end of the day. I am just I'm not interested in holding this until 4 o'clock. So yeah, we would have 15 minutes before the end of the day. So I would just be waiting for this to just roll up and finish up. And if it doesn't close on this 1-minute candle, honestly, I'd just be locking it in. Like, I don't even care. I'm just like, we're at the end of the day. I'm gonna just lock it in. It could knock me out here, and I would still be perfectly fine. This is a monster of a trade. But it's coming close to the end of the day, so let's close it out. Damn! What? So we started this week $178 down, and now we're yeah. All right, cool. All right, let's start May, because I did say we were doing May. Let's get on with it. All right, let's move this to how fast compared to the latest fire state, but compared to the fire state I had, which is 1 below, it's a lot faster. All right, cool. I have to check it out, because I'm thinking about like adding all right, so we're on a new day. This is May 1st, finally. And so let's drop to the 4-hour. And even though I took a monster of a trade, looks like I would have gotten, hold on. Let's see. Let's look at it. Because I just don't want to be, yeah. So I would have had to wait until the 5 o'clock hour to get the TP. So no, I'm happy with that. All right, so we have hit the first standard deviation. We're still thinking about stuff. All-time highs is up here. It's forming. And where is London low? That's 5. Let's go to 1 hour. So we're still bullish. It's a new week. It's Friday. Looks like 9:30 was like, I'm just going to run, which is perfectly acceptable. What time is this? 6 a.m. So, yeah, they just ran off. So this day looks like it might just be a continuation type of day. And let's delete unnecessary things. Let's clear that out. It's not quite London lows, but close enough. That thing is just running. I have to look into it. So let's see, 6:35. So I really consider like 2 to 4 to be London, honestly. So I really think they've already taken it, but let's just note a few things of interest. So we had a bullish for value gap right here, and we just kind of ran away with it. This would have been a banger week, like the best I've ever had, honestly. Even just holding the single micro by itself would have been good. All right, now what the hell do we do? Okay, so we're not even going to bother to put all-time high anything over here because we are at all-time highs. We would just be aiming for these standard deviations. We had a big 9:30 open. Let's check to see if we had any news. So there's like 10 a.m. news on that day. So let's drop to the 1 hour. Very big, aggressive 1 hour candle. Let's close it out because I would just wait because that's just the nature of my trading if I'm going to bother. I don't think I can get an aggressive trade entry with this guy. So the hour closed. Wow. Impressive. The hour closed super duper. aggressive. We have a big push up. I highly doubt they're going to come back and give me an entry on this 5-minute candle. Stop below here. Honestly, I would love for a 1 micro buy from here. Stop below this here. I don't know if they're going to give it to me. Probably not. This is a very, very aggressive day. So we're looking for aggressive entries. And we've already taken the 1 standard deviation, or maybe I just wait and see if they come back down and just plop it in. But this looks like they're just going to go. And then maybe we can get the 2 standard deviation. But this doesn't look, I wouldn't be giving up too much if I let this play out. Small fair value gap here. They tapped it and ran away very aggressively. Have you tried the risk versus reward tool on Thinkorswim? What is that tool? Risk versus reward tool? I don't know what that tool is. I've never seen it. We've got timeline, we've got text, we've got price levels. They don't have that tool. That's why I use fair value gap. I use that's why I tend to use the Thinkorswim option. So one thing I'm noting, but if you can tell me where it is, actually, while we're waiting to see if this is going to bother to come back down, making a nice gap here, 30 seconds. Still prefer this though. Let me look it up. It should be like the percentage sign. Oh, you mean the Fibonacci? Because they have the Fibonacci extensions and the Fibonacci. Is that what you mean? Okay, we tap into this. Now, on any other time frame, I would love to take an entry right here. But we're at all-time highs. I need it to come back. Otherwise, what the heck, man? This is very, I don't think it's the fib. Yeah. I don't see any other, there's time extensions. There's a stupid fan. I don't know how anybody uses that. It's crazy. There's a timeline. Yeah, I've never found a version of it that gives me the risk to reward tool. Sadly, I would think I would have to create that, like, custom. Big movement. All this tells me is it wants to keep going up. Fair value gap here, so I don't think they're going to come back and tap this. This area right here is an area of interest. However, let's get this 1 hour. Oof, I'm just kind of in the middle of this thing. I don't really love that. Okay, if you find it, let me know. I'll take a look. But this is very aggressive. Very, very aggressive. What's this 15-minute look like? Oh yeah, I don't love that. I don't love that setup right there. We got a fair value gap here on 15-minute. We're making another one here. Let's push price forward. Although as we're like prepping for an actual setup, I don't really love pushing it forward. When we're in the trade, I like pushing it forward. But this is like the only thing of interest here, and it tapped into that fair value gap. If we tap this and run up, then I will try. And we make a protected low here, then I will try for that. An hour in, and we've only done 1 day so far. Let's see if we get that push down. I'm just gonna see how this 5-minute closes. It's losing steam here, but I don't want to take a long here. Just doesn't feel like me. Alright, let's see if 10:20 gives us anything juicy. Come back down at all. Okay, we're losing steam. We're kind of hanging out here. Technically, we're at a fair value gap with a volume imbalance inside of it. My desire, at minimum, is for them to sweep these lows they're creating and then stay above the midpoint of this thing, and then create a new high. And then I'd be interested in taking something here. Let's push this to 1030. We'll be waiting so long, agonizingly long, you know, in real life. So, all right, let's see if we get what we're looking for. A sweep of this would be nice. I don't know if they're going with the fair value gap here. I don't think they're going to bother to come all the way back to this guy. A sweep here, sweep it out, and then a push up. I would be interested in maybe an engulfing on the 1 minute. And if it does choose to push all the way down here, I don't know if I'd be interested in taking it. We've already tapped the 1.5, the 1. They could come back down a little bit. But I'd be interested in a 1 minute engulfing from here. Let's see. I would be interested, now that it's swept this, I'd be interested in taking it here with a stop below here. And see if they want to go all the way up here. But we need them to do, you know, engulfing. And maybe we get the entry at this tap, but I'd like for them to stay inside of the fair value gap. This is an order block I'm super excited about at all. Let's see how this 5 minute candle closes. Okay, came all the way back down. Could tap this guy again, which is not awesome. Should I? You know what? I'm going to do it just because I thought about it. Oh shit! What? Oh, did it not catch up? Ah, damn it! It didn't catch up, so I didn't know it was already there. Boo! It tagged me in immediately. I would not have taken it if I'd known it was already in the middle of this. I would not have. So now I'm gonna just give back stuff because it was stuck. Yeah, because they can absolutely. Part of my issue with this particular setup is the fact that it's by itself, but sometimes I feel like I have to try, but yeah, exactly. Isn't that crazy? I am crazy, obviously. But sometimes I think to myself, like, I'm gonna put my stop right there. The thing is, it froze, so I didn't realize that this candle's already so deep into that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take the lick here. The other thing is, like, it's into that 15. My stop is into that 15-minute fair value gap, and I don't love that. So yeah, I was waiting for the pullback, but I got stuck. I got stuck in there. This is not a real. It's not a real order block. Not a real good one anyway. But I did like it. But if I had taken it, I would have been stopped out. I got tagged in with a different kind of setup. So I'm gonna have to eat that loss, honestly. What I was waiting for is an engulfing that way. Technically, if I'm really, really, if I didn't trust this, then my stop should really be below this candle, below this little fair value gap. So on the 1 minute, this engulfing, I would have tried for an entry. I would try for an entry right here as they're busting above it for an inversion. And I would have an order sitting here waiting to see if they would want to tap me in at this 1 minute inversion. Stop in the same place though, so I'm just a little early, I guess. It's the second time we've done that. And honestly, with that insane setup, so I would have, let's see, would they tap me in here? Might have tried to put it right here too, with this fair value gap when it formed. And stop in the same place though, so as a continuation long, because you're looking for them to tap into a fair value gap. They did on the 5 minute. And now I'm just expecting them to continue that way. Wow, that's ridiculous. So let's go for a whole number. Let's see if they want to go to 2800. We have this 2850 up here, so we can like manage. But yeah, it's one of those situations where I wanted something in here, but I wanted the engulfing. We got the engulfing. I should have taken it right here and stopped below here, and then we would be kind of, seeing where we go. We're aggressively bullish, so yeah. If we can get some continuation movement that way, I'll move my stop to under here just to lock it in. Probably should try another one right here, honestly. All right, now that we're in, we can actually start to move time forward properly. Let's see how this... All right, so we've made a new low. If we bust above here, I can probably move my stop right here. And let's close the hour out. Whoops, what just happened? Sorry, my window. Let's close this hour out. And yes, obviously some kind of crazy. All right, so the hour closed like that. Let's see. Okay. And we have a big fair value gap here, so I can just very easily be stopped out. So let's see. It's still a setup I would have taken, stop in the same place, but I'm not loving the fact that they're rejecting off of that 5 minute fair value gap, so I might have still taken a stop out for this. And we're rejecting off below the midpoint of this, so it's not looking juicy. Yeah, not at all. So it looks like I would be giving back. We got a little reprieve. I could have put my stop here, but this closure is not the closure I would have wanted. I wanted a green candle going that way. We got this foolishness. What does that hour candle look like? Oof. Now, the only thing that could potentially save me is the midpoint of this wick, which is kind of where my entry is. But if we close below the midpoint, then we're coming for the low of that hour candle, and yeah. It's not a great entry. See that 1 minute. We're back inside of this 1 minute fair value gap as well, so we need to bust above here for it to be anything decent. Let's push this forward to 11:10. All right, so we're still sort of just hanging around. And the 1 hour candle, what's the 15-minute look like? Ugh, not great. Honestly, I feel like in these situations, I should move my stop into tiny profits, but it just hasn't gone anywhere. Needed to push up. Then I can move my stop to here. All right, let's push it. So I want to get started with the next week if we can. All right, so I'm getting some good movement. Finally. So the entry would have been fine. It's just we would have had to sit through a lot of BS. Let's push so we can nice 15-minute closure on the 1 hour. It's looking better. Okay, the 5 minute. It's looking better. All right, let's push this. I'm not gonna move the stop yet. Let's push this to 11:30. See where we are. If we can get some continuation that way. All right, so we're in a good place right now to move our stop. Let's switch time so it can catch up. Just waiting for it to catch up. For Thinkorswim to catch up. Okay, all right, so that looks good. So the next protected low is this one, so just below. Now we just need to wait for it to bust above here. Let's see if we can get 2800 perhaps. This is what I was looking for, but my stop, with this kind of thing, the stop really should be below the fair value gap. And up like 170. I shouldn't even take any kind of a stop out on that. So we're not going to risk it. We're just going to leave her right below there. And we're above the midpoint. So once we bust above here, let's hope they make us another protected low. We have 1, 2 fair value gaps. My stop's below both of them and the order block. So let's push this to 1140. Let that run up. Looking real juicy. Let's help it catch up. So in the 1 minute, there's one something here, 219, 1.5. We don't need to get all the way up to the 2 standards. All-time highs are right here. So this tapped into this fair value gap. So let's just move it to the base of this bigger one. For now, we're at the 1.5 again. I don't know, can we get up there? I really want to, once we get away from here, I want to lock in the 200. And that'd be like my only trade because we're right by the all-time highs. So there's no reason for me to force it. All right, let's push it to 1155. See if we get any continuation. Oof. This is why I didn't put it here, right? Like we got this, that's a nasty wick. Sorry, guys, I made us miss it. That is a nasty wick. And that's that 15-minute candle. That's about to close. They took the all-time highs out again. Nice sweep down. And we're back up to here. So if we bust above here, at this point, I'll move my stop to the bottom of that wick because that was that death wick. We get above it, then we start managing. All right, let's, this hour is about to close, so let's manage it to 12. Let's say 12:05. And let's see what we get. So now we're thinking about life. And let's let it catch up. That was a nasty, nasty looking wick. Look at it. What did it do? Like, you have to check these time frames, right? It ran back down, wicked through, tapped into this fair value gap. Did the 1 minute even give us like an engulfing? Nah, it just... What a mean wick. So, this is my entry right here. If we don't start moving that way, I'll move my stop back down to here because I need it to show me some follow through, like continuation. They've taken all-time highs out again. So let's move this to 12:15 lunchtime. Oof. Let's go 5 minutes. So I don't know if that wick is like telling me something, but I move my stop back to where it was originally. This is the part that bothers me. Like I sometimes move it too quickly, and I need to get over that. So we wicked into the order block, this fair value gap. So we'll leave the stop there, see if they want to get above it. Then we can move again. Let's push to 12. Let's push to 12:25. So we've made another low, coming down. Let's go to 12:30. Just see how this trade actually plays out, or if I just get stopped for break even. All right, we're still inside this fair value gap right here. Let's move this over. All right, it's 12:30. Let's go to 12:35. We've superseded that wick. this fair value gap onto order block. Let's let it catch up a bit. So we need this to stay inside of this guy and keep pushing that way. Now we're just kind of inside of some sideways bullshit, which sadly is typical for most of my trades. But on days like this, I don't know, man. Like, I'd like to put my stop at this 15-minute low if we can get this to push up. All right, let's drop this to 12:45. See how this 15-minute candle closes. Not great. I don't know if we're going to survive this trade with anything intact. Oop. Let's go to 12:55. Oh, okay. We needed it to stay inside of that fair value gap on the 5 minutes, so let's drop to just drop to that guy. So after all of this guy needs to close aggressively the next hour. So let's go to 13:05. Again, we're hours into this trade always. Like every trade I get into that's long term, I always get like hours and hours into it. Probably should have just taken the 200 when they took the all-time highs out and been happy. For now, let's keep pushing. Let's go to 115. Can we get some follow-through? All right, got a little follow-through. Move my stop right here. Regardless, this trade is not a loss. Let's see if we continue. I wish I could fast forward, and sometimes I'm in trades. I'm like, I wish I could fast forward. Let's go to 130. Looking good. All right. So I don't know. I feel like if we get up here, I'm going to just, let's move this. So we're in that same sideways BS again. I'm going to say, yeah, if we can get above here, I'm going to lock in the 200 because of the sideways movement. All right, let's go to the 5 minute. Let's push this to 145. Let's go 50 minutes. If there's going to be another death wick, Oh, I didn't know I could do that. Hey, I just learned something. I can move my stop around with that thing. Haha! Learn something new every day. All right, let's move this fair value gap over. Honestly, once we bust above it, once we bust, I'm gonna lock that in. I don't care. Let's see. Let's go to 155. Can we get above that? No, we're still sitting there. All right, let's go to 2 o'clock. Again, hours into these trades, you guys. Hours. Let's do 205. All right, so 205, and let's look at this hour candle. What do we look like? Oh, no, we're in just sideways BS, man. If this next hour can reach escape velocity, we might be able to get 2800. And we're at 27,900. So given the fact that these hours have been just going back to back, like, I don't know, we might not move again. All right, let's go to 220. Let's keep pushing forward. Whatever happens, this trade's not a loss. It's just annoying. It's nice to see being up $1,000 right here. I moved my stop to right under here, so I don't care what anybody says. Honestly, like if I was gonna take a long, I would have taken it right here. My stop below here. Let's see. Let's go to 230. Seriously, sometimes you gotta hold. Like it's hard. I can't ever get a Bob level trade, right? It just goes like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, boom, we're out of the trade. Shakira trades are 3, 4 hours, man. Insane. Insane in the membrane. Okay, let's push this to 240. Okay, I feel like I'm gonna get stopped out for like a small amount. Caught in this 1 hour sideways action, but I'm not moving my stop again. I'm not doing it. What does this 1 hour candle look like? Yep. Just sideways. I guess it looks like a 1 hour bull flag, right? Just sideways BS. So let's watch our stop out in profit on the 1 minute. Yay. Yeah. Because this 1 hour is not trying to close in our favor. Sometimes you get into the trade early before it's apparent that it's going to be a sideways chop fest, and then it's just the way it goes. So let's push things forward. So far this fair value gap has saved us. We've tapped it with this order block, this smaller fair value gap, and the bigger one. But yeah, I was hoping we could move away so I can move my stop to right there and lock in the 200, but no such luck on this one. And this 1 hour candle is very bearish, so it's 15 minutes, unless it retreats back up. It's the probability of like escaping this 1 hour candle is super low. But them's the breaks. At least it's not a loss. You know, smaller win, but it's not a loss. So let's wait for our inevitable stop out here. Probably should have put it right here after we moved up, and then I would have locked in a little bit more, but yeah, that's fine. Still made decent money. All right, so let's move on to the 4th of May, and let's see if we can't get that aggressive entry model sorted out. Let's go to the daily candle here. So let's check to see if there's any news on May 4th. All right, so that Monday didn't have anything exciting, so we can just trade the way we want. All right, so let's go to the 4 hour. Let's take a look here. All right, so on the 4 hour, can I have this? Thanks. The 4 hour, we have this big fair value gap. I'm going to get rid of that. This guy and this guy. Delete. Okay. Oh, and let's reset this week. So we would have made 883 the week before. Nice. All right, and then let's go to the 1 hour. So we swept into the higher time frame. Yeah, so this thing it wasn't going to give us much. Okay, so we swept everything out here. London, Asia, it's the new week. So we swept it all out. Still very bullish. Honestly, we have this 1 hour bearish fair value gap that I would love to see turn inversion. Let's do that. Okay, and then let's go to the 15-minute. So we had a very aggressive bearish move to sweep out all of this consolidation. And then we had well, engulfing is hard to add to this, but we're above the mid 50% of this fair value gap here, and we have this low. So honestly, I'm super excited to try a long. I don't like these wicks though. I've never been a big fan of these wicks. And we're just now coming into the point where I could take a trade. So we swept everybody out. Honestly, if I'd been in here earlier, like this smaller fair value gap, we've been tapping it. I might have been interested in a long from it. We would have, because I've seen that a lot too. Tap. If once it tapped it so many times, you might tap it once more and then run. Okay, but now we have this order block and this 5-minute candle. We've engulfed this fair value gap, this bigger one. So we got to see how this closes, because the wicks have gone up, down. Don't love that. Clarity is what I look for. So let's take a look at this 1-hour candle. Okay, all right. The 1-hour candle looks like it's going to be bullish, but looks are deceiving. So I usually wait until the hour closes anyways. Let's just go to 10 o'clock, because I'm not going to keep touching stuff. I'm not going to fight with these candles. I'm just gonna see how this hour candle closed. All right, that closed very, very well. So I would be interested in a 1 micro long from this. Wait, what? Did it get stuck again? I'm in the trade already. What? How'd that happen? Anyway, stops it below here. Somehow it tagged me in. I must have, so I put it right at the body there. So I want to be below this, I want to be below the order block, and I want to be below that. So for whatever reason. And we've tapped into this fair value gap. I would have liked an entry here, stop below that. Now we've run up, new low I'm interested in. See if we can't get some continuation. Maybe we can tap this 2 standard deviations. All-time high up here. But we're inside of this consolidation, so we're back in that little spot. So again, we've swept some liquidity. If I was being aggressive, this is 6:15, so this is too early for me to have even gotten into that. All right, so now we can push price forward. Let's go to 10:10. We've got no news, no nothing. Sweep down into that. And let's catch up. It's not the best area for something, but I'm just going to work with it. Did we catch up? So new week, trying along at the top of this guy, stop below this guy, and waiting for it to catch up with me on the, okay, let's go back to the 5-minute. All right. So let's see if we can get to 2 standard deviations finally. All-time high here. Let's see if we can't just blow up there. So again, we swept into a higher time fair value gap, stayed above the midpoint, rejected up, came back down, tap into this fair value gap, shifted structure. An entry should have been right here with a stop below here. Thank you for the hearts. Yay. And then it would have been tapped. I would have had to deal with, I would have gotten tagged in here. Scary. Stop below there. And then now we're finally moving somewhat decently. So let's push this to 10:20. Now, if I could just trade like this during the week, it would be incredible. If we can get out of this consolidation area, it would be really, really great. Really great. Secondary entry could have been here at this, could be here. If it comes back down, hold on, we're waiting for it to catch up with me. And while it's catching up, let's look at the 1-hour candle. So far, so good. If it continues that way, it'd be really nice. Nice sweeping candle, nice big wick rejection, beautiful. Luckily, we got an entry back in. We put our stop in an appropriate spot. Now we just need some continuation that way. We can get past this, all of this, and I can move my, and I can make another, what's the word I'm looking for? If I can make another protected low, I'd be really happy. So far we've only been able to do 3 days. It's been pretty good. The first day allowed us the more aggressive entry after a sweep of London. All right, let's push this to 1030. See if we can get, because we're back testing. We don't need to, while we're waiting for the entry, we do kind of have to wait, but while we're in it, we can push it forward. Let's see. It's 15 minutes. Back into this 15-minute order block. So that's why I haven't moved my stop yet. So I haven't put it to break even because we haven't left this area and we need to leave this area. Otherwise, I'm going to have to take a full stop out. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's push it to 1040. We have no news. So that is good movement. Let's look at the 1 hour. All right, it's catching up because we tapped down. Let's catch up all the way. Should be up here now, I think. The 1 hour is catching up. That's the problem with moving the time so much. We need to give it a chance to catch up with me. That's looking good. If that's that, maybe I can just take it at the all-time high, but let's see. Given the nature of this, this is a kind of a spot where I'd want to start locking it in for real. Like, on days when it's clean, it's clear, and price is moving without too much of this BS, then you definitely want to let it run. All right, let's go to 1050. Let's go to 1055. Let's let that push. Okay, on the 15 minutes, just let it catch up. Okay. So if we get to like 170, 160, I'll move my stop to here. Because at that point, I don't want to take a stop out. I'm already up a decent amount. There's fair value gap here. Would like to see it bust through it with alacrity and not like, oh, it did. Haha, never mind. Stay above it. So, but again, we're in a very, what's the word I'm looking for? We're in a very choppy, high resistance type of trading day. So I can't move my stop until they've given me a proper low. So it'd be nice if this tapped into this order block and then we ran up, then I can move my stop here and then we're like hands off for this trade. But for now, we can't do anything because, oh, the hour's closing. Let's let it close. 11, let's go to 11:05. So as always, we're always in the trade way too long. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at this new hour candle. We're still in this chop zone. Tempted to move my stop below this hour candle. We got to give it some more time to form up. Need this hour candle to close above there. And then if we can get some follow through, that would be where we could potentially, but high resistance, for real. High resistance. If we bust above here again, I'm going to move my stop to here and just not worry about it because it's just not, this is like designed to kick people out of trades. Because I can imagine everybody who took this trade and put their stop here, stopped out, you know? I can see all retail just getting their asses handed to them in this general range. All right, let's get a move on. I want to move away from this annoying day. Ugh, seriously. This day sucks. I mean, it really does. It is a. Let's look at this 1 hour candle. Ugh. So far, we're looking nice and juicy. If this closes below there, I'm not super excited about keeping this trade open. Let's go to 11:30. Oh, let's go to the 1 minute. I would have been stopped out right here on this one, so I need to push this backwards to 11:25. Nope. Okay. Let's go back to 11:15, so we can get cleanly stopped out of this trade properly. All right, let's let it catch up. So what did I say? I said on the 1 hour, like if it busted past this low, then I shouldn't. I don't want. I wouldn't want the trade. So maybe I should put my stop there. And let's look at it on the 5 minute. No, I would have at minimum put it there. Thing is, I can't like estimate how well. Given that we're seeing this, right? Another thing I need to work on is when I feel like the trade is not working, just stopping myself out. Just stopping myself out early. I need to work on that because it shouldn't have come back down at all if it wasn't. So I'll just put it at the bottom of this for that, and just be done with it. And just learn to stop myself out without taking the full stop out, and then reevaluate and then get into the thing. And that's a big stop out, Anyway, so that would have been a loss that day. Let's dip to the next day. Let's go to the 5th. Because it never really gave me a chance to put my stop somewhere based off of my rules. All right, let's go to, okay, so, what news do we have? 10 o'clock news okay. So let's do a little prep here. Yeah, so Monday would have been a shit show. Okay. And let's go to the 1 hour. And where's London? So this is yesterday. London lows are like, yeah, right about here. And they're just running. We're running for the hills. So we don't really have any thing we can do to really like, let's look at, so it's 10 o'clock. Oh, it's 9:42. Let's look at a higher time frame for right gaps we could potentially use. We would need something. We need them to come back down. 1 hour order block right here. 15 minutes. Oof. So this is 9:30. Dang. Okay. Well, there's news at 10, so let's push it to 10 o'clock and not feel like we need to be in on every little thing. Okay, so 10 o'clock shows up. This is the 15-minute. Jesus. We got 1, 2, 3. I actually forgot it was Father's Day, so thanks for the reminder, Ash. I don't know. You're not a father, right, Bob? I don't think you are. Like, you never mentioned it, so. We got 1, 2, 3, so maybe we can get a continuation trade out of this fair value gap if they come back down. And it's an order block, too, so that wouldn't be a bad play. But this, I don't know, man. And what are we even aiming for? I would have to aim for, like, I don't know, some whole numbers up here. 28,300. So order block, we tap into this fair value gap. If I leave a gap here, I would try it. but it's at literal all-time highs. I'm not a huge fan. I prefer to get something down here. They have this low to take out. Let's push this forward 5 minutes. I should just go on to 10:05. Okay. Let's let it catch up because I keep getting tagged into things I'm not able to see where it is. Oh, it tapped into the 15-minute fair value gaps. That's better, but all-time highs, though. We're flagging. Let's try the 1 micro buy. That's a pretty decent stop. Let's take it at the volume imbalance, and then just leave our stop below that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and that's that. Actually, I prefer my stop was here, but let's put it there. I don't know if we actually... So I don't really take many entries. Oof, that looks disgusting on the 1 minute. There's an inversion right here. Ugh. I really dislike this setup. I'm just gonna take it off. I don't like it. Let's push this forward to 10:10. It's that all-time high. I'd prefer a deeper pullback if I could get it. That would be really nice. Doesn't mean we're gonna get it right. If it's oof, that 15-minute candle looks like ass. Come back down a little more. Yeah, like a deeper pullback would be nice. Now, if I was cheap, I could make it cheap, make the cheap long, and stop here, and then because it's a pretty aggressive move upward. But I prefer if they came back down more. Yeah. And sometimes I regret that, but 1, 2, 3 fair value gaps. Come on, drop. Give us a good follow through. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Let's go to 10:20. There we go. Got a pullback. Let's go. Yes. Can we get one down here? So I'm looking for a continuation trade. So I was hoping they would tap this and then give me a up close candle with a fair value gap, and then I could get into the trade. Nice tap in, deeper pullback. I just don't like. So we're gonna see if we get that. Just a tap into this would be really nice. And then we could, once it busts up, we can get a stop. And maybe the second one is the only one we're gonna get. Still 3 minutes left. Oh, jeez. Wow. I never got my proper pullback. Wow. That is mildly disappointing. And then we're back up at all-time highs. I don't know if that is engulfing for sure. Jeez. Missed out again, man. Would have been nice if we could have pulled back to the third one. 1, 2, 3. But this is too much. All-time highs again. Is there like a potential entry on the 1 minute? Oops. We don't even know where we're going, honestly. Propulsion block right here. Didn't even bother to tap into that fair value gap. We're gonna have to do like a 15-minute Fibonacci on this bish. Just gonna keep going up, 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 and away. Let's get a Let's get some standard deviations for where we might go up and running. I hear a kitty. They have their bells on at the moment, which is good. 15 minutes. Okay. And let's leave them black. All right. And let's duplicate. I think 1 to 1.5, and then in the same day as possible. The 1 to 2, not so much. I always see it like the day after or so. So that's 2, and then 1.5. All right. So that 15-minute is done in 2 seconds. We swept. I would try a long if they were to give me a 1 micro long from here. I would try that. This is where it should be, but I don't know, man. Or the entry's right here, but it might just be too much. So it'd be nice if they filled in this fair value gap and tapped in a little bit. Stop below here to give me a chance to get into it, maybe. If I'm going to do that, well, yeah, the 1 minute order block. Just right there. Yeah. And see if we can get 2 standard deviation run. It might just run away, obviously. Because technically, you know, entry should be here, but they are just going. Beautiful low. I'm going to try for this and the low under there. All right. Let's push this forward. Kitty's in the closet. Let's just push this forward a couple minutes. Nothing. 10:40. If they run away, it'll just be one of those days I just don't catch a trade. Okay, coming back down. Let's see. See if we can get it to catch up with us. Okay. See if we get a continuation down, that'd be nice. Let's move that to right under that properly so it sees it. I mean, we're inside of this fair value gap, so if there is a 1 minute fair value gap, I might have to move it to right under here. Respecting the 1 minute propulsion block. Did they leave one? No. Damn, missed me. Should have put it right there, the body of that. Stop in the same place. Yeah. Damn it. Because I don't want this next candle to be a down close candle, so. Oh. Just gotta be patient, I guess. Alright. We are in with that setup. Let's see if we get. Because that's just too much, right? I think it's just too much. But this I can stomach on a single micro, I think. What does this hour candle even look like? I should have checked. Damn it. This entry on this weak hour candle, jeez. Not the best, you guys. Not the best. If I'd seen that, I might not have bothered. So you gotta check, right? You gotta have, oof. That is the entry on the 15-minute. Let's stop below there. Yeah. So now we need to see who's going to win, the buyers or the sellers. We bust above here, we are good, and the next hour will close a decent ways away from our entry. But that hour candle is a doji. So, not sexy. Let's see if we can't get... We wanted to pull back. We didn't take this, even though it was tempting. It was trying to draw me in, but it wasn't right. It wasn't the right entry. All right, let's see if this 5-minute candle closes very aggressively, not in our favor. It doesn't. Yay! All right, let's go to the 1 hour. What are we looking at? All right, let's close this hour out to 11 o'clock. Well, 11:05, just to see how much better our life is. All right, looking good on that. All right, let's let things catch up to us. Once we clear this, I can move my stop to here, reduce our loss or stop a bit. Let's let it catch up. Might go for 1.5 if that's over 200, because like I said, 2. But let's see where we are. So that's like $70. It's looking good to continue up. If we take this high out, then I can move my stop here. I like to take it out with a body if I can, so $90. Yeah, we might be able to get 200 up to this area here. All right, let's do some time manipulation here because I want to get another day in before I close out. Might not be able to because I'm closing this out at 12 in 7 minutes, so we're about looking good to continue. Let's let this catch up. Let's push this to 11:25. See if we're messing about here. Let's look at this hour candle. All right, so the hour candle looks decent, but it can't seem to get itself together. Let's go to 11:35. All right, 11:35. Let's go to the 5-minute. Our candle still looks good, but we're just sitting around. Okay, let's go another 10 minutes. If we can reach escape velocity, we can be okay. All right, with all of this, I'm going to move my stop to here. I would have preferred a body closure, but we did wick it, so. I wanted to leave this area before I move my stop into profit. Let's go to 11:55. How's this hour going to close? Not juicy. Not juicy at all. Let's look at this hour. Still looks good. I like that it's taken this high out, so it still looks good. Let's push this to 12. All right, let's get to the next hour. All right, next hour is opened. Let's drop to the 5-minute. All right, we've caught up. If we can make a low and then go back up, I can move my stop. We bust above here, I'll move my stop because we're like in consolidation type behavior right now. I should have pushed this to 12:05 regardless. Okay. Can we push up? Can we move in this direction? This is a situation where I'm trying to decide if it's worth it to take even a smaller loss. I like to move my stop like when I'm at 120, 130, 160, that kind of thing. We can move up here. See what this hour candle looks like. Still looks good. The small wick on the bottom, the top's pretty, well, it's still forming. We're only 7 minutes into this hour, so. Let's take it to 12:15. Lately I've been in a lot of trades at lunchtime. Okay, we've closed like bodies up this way. Let's let it catch up with us. 15-minute candle. So that's the only place my low can be. I can probably put it here too, but not until we move further up. Let's go to 12:25. Sideways BS. All right, let's go to 12:35. See if we're gonna get stopped for stupid. This is why I didn't move my stop. So, because it hadn't given us anything juicy, any juicy place to put it. Might get a juicy spot here if we can go that way now. This fair value gap is holding price up. We're just wicking into it. If we can get a nice engulfing on the 5-minute that way, my stop can go right here. So we're still bullish, but I've long learned that they love to, especially when they're flagging, they love to come back down, sweep some stuff out, and then go. So we're just waiting to see if this 5-minute closes in a good place. Let's push it to 12:40. Oops, 40. Oof, not a good closure on that one. So right now we're inside of this fair value gap in the order block. The 1-hour candle is not looking great. I'm gonna have to put my stop back to where it was originally, just so I don't get kicked out prematurely of this trade, which is not great, but it is what it is. So let's see if we can't get let's push this to 12:50. And this is what I would do. I would move my stop back, given the behavior. And then once I see the movement back up, then I can move my stop to an even better spot and finally into profits, right? All right, let's go to 12:55. You know, in my head, all I can hear is He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. That's what's playing in my head right now. Jeez, can't seem to stop myself. All right, that looks pretty decent. I'll put my stop back to here. Let's close this hour out. I'm trying not to get prematurely kicked out of these trades anymore. All right, new hour. Let's look at this hour candle. Oof, that closure was disgusting. So I need this new hour to make a little wick and then start pushing that way. Because the new hour could absolutely just drop on me. In fact, let's put it at this low and we'll just deal with it if we get stopped out and come back next day. Actually, yeah, it's 12 o'clock, so we're just gonna have to keep it moving. Got this bearish fair value gap. We bust above it. We're no longer, it's a break-even trade, so there's no muss, no fuss. And we basically need this hour candle to start moving in our favor. And we're betting that this becomes a protected low. So we had a bit of an engulfing here, which is good. So just needed to continue that way. But we're in an area of consolidation, so it's not weird if they want to like let it sit about. Let's push this to 115. We're also at all-time highs, so not weird if they want to just go sideways. Okay, still sideways. Let's go to let's just push it to 130. All right, looks like we're finally getting some movement in our favor. Let's let it catch up. Okay, looking pretty good. We're above our entry here, so we just need to keep pushing price forward to see if we get a TP. Let's go to 141. Okay. We have gone nowhere. Let's go to 150. Seriously, we've gone nowhere at 150. We're just hanging about. Just look at this 1 hour candle. Looking really good. All right, let's close this out to 2 o'clock. Oh, that's it, Maddie. Maddie's up here. Yay, kitty. I'm surprised she hasn't come up here to say anything to me. She's so rude. Such a rude kitty. All right. Hey, pretty girl. What you doing? You coming? Hi. Hi, my baby. We're almost done, and then mommy can come hang out with you. Hi. Coming up. And we have a kitty. Hi. Whoa. This is Maddie. You guys know my Maddie. Look at her beautiful face. Sorry. I think my VPN acted up and kicked me off for a second. Come on, let's see how we're doing with this trade. Let's reconnect. And then we're done for the day. All right, looking good, looking good. Let's push forward. Let's go to 215. Maybe we can get up there in record time. One standard deviation has been attained. That's at 189. Oof. We gotta cut your little murder mittens, little one. You are out of control. Okay, reconnect. All right, let's push this to 230. We're gonna move this along with some alacrity and see if we can lock in some more. Really? Nothing? Okay, let's go to 240. Okay, I need them to make like a protected low and then push up if we can. All right. They're trying really hard to catch up with my time jumping here. He's a pretty girl. Boop. Okay, let's push to 250. And then maybe we can like, this low is obviously going to get locked and tapped. I'm going to push this up here, just knock it, get a little bit more out of this trade. 255. Oh, she said, why are you so soft and warm, Maddie? Who's my baby? Who's a beautiful kitty? So there's a sweep. Beautiful. And let's go to 3 o'clock. Well, 3:05. Who's a pretty girl? Who's the prettiest girl? You and your sister, that's who. We're the best babies. You and your sister, that's who. Yes. Oh my God. Can we please? Okay, let's go to 115. Looking for, okay, we tapped up again. All right, let's go to 3. Let's go to 3:30. Okay, she has left the building. Well, she's left the lab anyway. Okay, so the one standard deviation has... Okay. Let's just keep pushing. Because I really, we're just gonna drop. We get stopped out for a little bit, that's fine. Coming down. Alright, let's put our stop back to here. And if we get stopped, that's just that. Really, I owe a whole hour for this to occur. Oh, you know what? I'm tired. It's 3:55. Like, what am I thinking? I honestly, let's go back up to time-wise here. At 3:45, I would have closed this trade because I didn't realize what time of day it is. Because it's close to 4 o'clock, so I'm not super interested. So I would just be like, whatever, it's time to get up out of this trade and just put my stop right there. Because I got to pay attention to what time it is because it's getting close to 3:45 to 4 o'clock. I don't want to be in a trade after 4. So I would have to take a stop out here. Pity. If I just gone for the one standard deviation, it would have been fine, right? Let's look at the 1 minute. We're so close. So close. Let's put it right under there. And just take that, and then we'd be fine. Because this is obviously trying... Well, we already know it's coming down, so... Honestly, I would have put it there, but we'll just say we did that. And stopped up there. And then we would have been up $31.50 for the week. Alright, well, that's it for me. Time to enjoy Sunday! I got a mango I gotta go pick up. I'm so excited! Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. This is a really good session. I'm kind of salty I didn't get another opportunity to try the aggressive entry. But the criteria for that is we have to have swept a higher time frame PD array, London low, London high, Asia low, Asia high, whatever, tap into a higher time frame PD array that's been used as support, and then aggressive 5-minute engulfing, and then entry at the engulfing, and just call it a day. Anyway, so we are pausing at Tuesday, May 5th, so next time we'll do 6, 7, 8, and then just continue. All right. Thanks for hanging out. Enjoy the Sunday. Be good. Be safe. Shakira, out.